It is Graham here, living the dream in 2020 on another gorgeous sunny day here in Northern Ireland. Weather's quoted at 22 degrees centigrade, 74 Fahrenheit today. But most importantly, in Strathaven, yeah, we're heading home today. The weather forecast is showing 27 degrees centigrade, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not going to rain, fingers crossed. It's partly cloudy, so expecting a much nicer journey home today than we had coming down on Monday. I don't know what this video is going to be like, but I'll take in the journey back to Strathaven, hopefully with better scenery than Monday. But I don't want to make this video the same as we did on Monday. So let's see what we do as we travel back from here in Belfast to Strathaven in South Lanarkshire. The first thing I'm going to say, with me in the driving seat this time on the final few miles along the A8 towards Liv'n Harbour, never believe anything that Apple weather tells you. You wouldn't think it looking outside the car window, but today was the hottest day in the United Kingdom. Temperatures in London reached 37 degrees Celsius, 104 Fahrenheit. But as you can see, 300 miles north in County Antrim, that certainly wasn't the case.
I could slide back to those wild days, make my way back to those simple times, but I'll keep standing by the highways on this lonely road.
I'm guessing that some of you watching this video are wondering why I called it Thunderstorms and an Upgrade. I'll come back to the thunderstorms later as we travel along the A71 between East Ayrshire and South Lanarkshire. So let's go to the upgrade first as we approach the P&O check-in at Liv'n Harbour. While I certainly didn't film the check-in process and the security process here at the Larne Ferry terminal, I did pay for an upgrade for Fiona and I to be travelling back in club class on our journey to Cairnryan this afternoon. I will show you what £23 extra delivered to Fiona and I on our return journey to Scotland. The first thing P&O Club Class gives you is priority boarding, and that means Lane 2, Lane 1 dedicated for disabled travellers and those needing extra time to board. Even speeding up this section of video and the boarding process, you would think P&O's lane configuration meant we were driving to Scotland.
Yesterday is over and tomorrow ain't here. Although
Just a quick reminder to those watching this video some years even in the future, this was shot during July 2020 and therefore in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. So mask wearing was compulsory on the P&O ferry between Larne and Cairnryan. And this brings me to the next benefit of travelling on P&O's Club Class. Just off the main corridor, you turn right into the Club Lounge, which is a small and comfortable lounge, providing comfortable seating, access to more power sockets, a large screen TV with the BBC News channel playing in the background, and of course as many cups of coffee, soft drinks and biscuits that you can eat in the 2 hours that it takes to travel between Larne and Cairnryan. Due to COVID-19 and a reduced service, P&O were offering all those passengers as they entered the club lounge a free glass of wine, something Fiona and I chose not to accept due to the fact that we would be driving in a little over 2 hours time. You could also order a hot meal from the menu and have it delivered to your table to be paid for at the end of the crossing. But as you can see, I chose to go out on the deck, get rid of the mask and watch Ireland as it disappeared into the mist, making it very hard to believe that the southern part of the United Kingdom, less than 300 miles away, were enjoying wall-to-wall sunshine and temperatures at over 100 degrees.
Sunday morning with my head on my party dress. Something about the way you're holding me tight lets me know everything's alright. We don't have anywhere to be. Right here we got all we need. Lock the door and try the blinds. Let's just stay here a while. Let's be lazy, baby, no troubles on our minds. Tell me, baby, we're leaving our behind.
In a little over an hour into the crossing, the Dumfries and Galloway coastline comes into sight before the ferry turns south into Loch Ryan for the 5 or 6 miles cruise to the ferry port at Cairn Ryan.
Let's be lazy, baby. Everyone calls, but we
As the P&O Highlander makes its final approach to the port of Cairn Ryan, it's time for Fiona and I to make our way back to the car deck. And this is where Fiona would take over on the 77 mile back to Strathaven, allowing me to continue filming.
do it all again. Let's be lazy, baby, no troubles on our minds. Tell me, baby, we're leaving our behind. The two of us, we're in no rush. Let's be lazy, baby. Let's be lazy.
As we exit the port of Cairn Ryan, it's always fantastic to see the vast majority of the traffic turning right and therefore south towards England, leaving the A77 relatively quiet on the journey north towards Glasgow.
Let's be lazy, baby, no troubles on our minds. Tell me, maybe we can leave it all behind.
Remember the long line of traffic heading north as we headed south on Monday towards the ferry ports due to the landslide between Ballantrae and Stranraer. Well, no such delays for Fiona and I heading north towards Strathaven this afternoon. And here you can see the Ailsa Craig, what is also known as Paddy's Milestone, lurking in the mist at the mouth of the Clyde estuary. And the last town we come to before heading inland is Turnberry, made famous of course by the Trump Turnberry Golf Resort. From the A77 you can only see one tiny corner of the main hotel at Trump Turnberry, so the best I could do in this video is to give you this quick stock image. After Turnberry, I turned the GoPro off. However, I know at the beginning of this video I promised you thunderstorms, and boy did we have thunderstorms as we exited the M77 onto the A71 on the final 30-mile journey to Strathaven. And in fact, on those last 30 miles, the weather simply deteriorated and the rain just fell even harder. Despite the weather, Fiona and I were still able to have a little fun, capturing the thumbnail for this episode. as we approached Strathaven, it was time for me to put a call into Craig at home and ask him to order a curry. After all, it is Friday night, and that quite often in our house is curry night. And as we turn left from Commercial Road into Hamilton Road, we spot Craig in his red Corsa heading in the opposite direction, and the Manzel for our curry takeaway. So, as we approach home and the end of our journey, we come to the end of this episode and the end of our road trip series to Ireland. I know this trip was never going to be as fun making as our planned trip to Sandals, Ochi, Jamaica. However, I hope you enjoyed our road trip to Ireland. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, don't forget to keep living your dream.